All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakodash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to all the brothers out here laboring in this truth with sincerity. And shalom to the few sisters that watch. It's coming back with a quick lesson. I saw this video on Twitter, and, the spirit hit me just to bring this out real quick. But it's going into the MOTB. It's this, as we see debit card or credit card on the screen, these are the things that we have now, but eventually these things are going to progress all the way into the point where this is placed inside your body, so to speak. But, it's all gradualism. So right now it's a card in your pocket. But here this person is going to make a particular ring or something like that to be able to do the same thing as using the card. So we're going to watch the video and then we're going to get into the scriptures. So we see,
All right, I think.
it's coming. It's definitely coming. So we'll go to the book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, and he causes both, Salaki, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And we see, this is going to be a worldwide thing, not just something local. This is going to be a worldwide, one world currency, a worldwide system, that is, So let's see, let's go. We got another device of this devil, and it's an aura ring or something like that. It's a ring that pretty much, does, reads your heart rate, monitor your heart rate, things of that nature. So eventually, this technology will be placed. You see, you can link it to your phone. This technology will be placed inside of your body, man. It's all gradualism, promoting these things to make it seem cool, or this is the new wave. You see it right here, So all of that is going to be placed in your body, man, on a chip the size of a grain of rice. So let's see. We'll go to Chat GPT. And I just typed in gradualism of cashless society. And it says the gradualism of a cashless society refers to how government, banks, and corporations slowly move people away from using physical money towards digital forms of payment. Rather than forcing a sudden change, it's a step-by-step process so people adapt without major resistance. Here's how it typically unfolds. And these practices are already being implemented, in different countries, man. I don't know if they list them here, but I know China, one article I seen, it actually gives the name of the actual digital dollar that they're using. I can't really think of it right now, but I think it's a country in Africa also doing it. So this is what they say, they typically push convenience, convenience phase. Credit and debit cards become widespread. ATMs and online banking make digital money management easier. It's rare that people use physical cash now. It's places that absolutely take no cash, man. Like I know a lot of stadiums don't take cash. Um, you know, a lot of theaters, so to speak, where they do plays and stuff like that, they don't take cash. So it's definitely heading that way. It says businesses began accepting cards and mobile payments alongside cash. We already in that phase. We passed that phase. So this is the second phase. It says incentive phase. Discounts, cashbacks, and rewards are offered for using cards or apps. And we see that, hey man, that's what's happening right now. It says contactless payments, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and Apple, Google Pay are marketed as faster and safer. This is the phase that we're in right now, honestly. It says governments and banks encourage direct deposit and electronic transfer over checks or cash. And we don't know. It's been so many years since I had a physical check. When you get paid, man, it's just numbers. You don't actually see the cash. I went to the bank the other day and it was like a ghost town, man, because you don't even need to go to the bank to do nothing no more, man. If you got to sign stuff, you can do that online. They got online signatures now. You don't have to even step foot inside of a bank. So eventually bank tellers, those particular jobs are definitely gonna phase out. No one's going to the bank when you can handle this stuff at the convenience of your own home. Anywhere, if you got a phone, it don't matter where you are. As long as you got service, you can do whatever. So it says social and cultural shift. It says younger generations grow up using digital money more than cash. Hey, man, these little kids, teenagers these days, they don't even know what cash is, man. They don't even know how to count. I remember you go to certain restaurants or wherever you go and you hand them cash, man, they struggle counting the money. It says cash is framed as old-fashioned, inconvenient, even unsafe. It says businesses start to prefer or advertise card-only services. This is the phase. We in that phase right now too. So it says restriction phase. It says ATM fees increase and cash handling becomes costly. And I just seen that on the news where it says Georgia or Atlanta, Georgia as a whole, I think it was, has the highest ATM fees in the country. It's starting at $5. So we right here, man. ATM fees are increasing. It says banks close branches and reduce cash service. And like I said, just said that. I haven't read this article, but I went to the bank last week. It says governments may place limits on large cash transactions to prevent crime, money laundering, and terrorism. And we see that now. They're tracking your transactions through your Cash App, through your Venmo. So the side hustle, man, is eventually about to go. It says normalization of cashless living. Many shops and services go fully digital. Salaries, welfare, and tax refunds are issued only electronically. Man, just said that. Peer-to-peer transfers. Yeah, I've done that. Cash, scan the QR code and the person information pops up right there. It says possible end game. Cash remains for emergencies but rarely used. Eventually, governments could phase out physical currency entirely, replacing it with the central bank digital currency, and that's where we headed, or other regulated digital systems. That's where we headed. Let's see. Let's see. It's a lot more we can get on that particular subject, but for the sake of the lesson, we're gonna continue on. So let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, and we're gonna drop down to verse 11. And it says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Let's read the NLT. It says, "So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes." And when you go into devices, it's pretty much going into your thoughts, thinking up evil plans, really. So let's see.
Strong's G 3540. Naima. Naima.
Naima, it says mental perception, thought, and evil purpose. And we just saw it was an evil scheme, an evil purpose. It says that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes, just sitting around thinking of evil schemes, and we know who does this. So the root word of that,
Strong's G 3539. Naeo. Naeo.
nael, it says to perceive with the mind, to understand, have understanding, to think upon, heed, ponder, consider. And that's what they do, man. Matter of fact, let's see. Oh, man. Yeah. Salaki. Woe to them that, I think it's the book of Micah. Salakia. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, Salakia. Yeah, Michael 2. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." And who is it speaking of? This is speaking of your wicked elites, man. All they do is sit around and practice, think up evil schemes, devices to oppress the people. First and foremost, the Israelites, man, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we have seen through history. And verse 2 even goes into it. It says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence." Same way they did around South America, all throughout the world, through the Americas, even here in Babylon the Great, how they did the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben. It says, "And take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." And that's what they did to us, man. Definitely oppressed our heritage, because the majority of people, even if they're trying to come back to their heritage, knowing that they're Israelites, are still going off. And I got a real good view of that yesterday, man. You got a whole lot of people out here calling on the name Yahuwah, Yahushua, and stuff like that, man. And the name is very important. The name is really your introduction. If you can't get their name, you're definitely not gonna have get saved out of here, man, because you're calling on the wrong name. So the first thing that brothers encourage is, the most important thing is to learn the name, call on the name, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua give you that increase, man. Once you understand the name and start calling on it, praying in that particular name, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua will guide you along. Use gradualism to introduce you into this truth, man. And that's basically how that happens. So let's see. I don't think I got any more on that article. So we'll get rid of that. But back to that ring, we'll just get a view of that ring, and we see, the promotion is on. They hadn't really just promoted it like that, as the brother was going in earlier. They haven't really promoted it like that, but it's coming. It's coming. They're gonna use it to say it's convenient, and the cool end thing. They're gonna start using athletes and actresses and actors to promote this thing. So it's coming, man. So let's go to the book of Isaiah, because the elect is gonna live by this, man. Book of Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. You're gonna have to know these scriptures, man, in the times to come. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh, not Yahuwah. The Lord Yahweh is his treasure. So, hey, get that name, man, people out there, because we about to definitely coming into some evil times. We'll end it right there. Lord willing, is edifying. We want to constantly give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Shalom.